Hello, welcome. I'm so glad you're here today. I hope you had an excellent Thanksgiving. It was different this year. It was really good. I have a lot of friends that I've met here recently that I got to wish them happy Thanksgiving and connect with them. And then I just felt like this year's overarching feeling was very hopeful, and the gratitude was there for just everything. And I know we don't need a special day necessarily to be grateful for the things we have in our life, but it was nice to really embody that feeling of gratitude and rest and just being, and no fuss, no muss, just hanging out, eating good food. And I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving as well. Things are definitely changing and moving. I guess it kind of depends on where you're at personally, but for some of you it might feel like everything's changing, and for some of you it may feel like a lot of emotional change is happening, or a lot of physical change, maybe your job or what's going on with that, or your family and friends, people moving, people changing locations. A lot of shifting and changing is happening because things are getting set up for what's coming in the future in 2025. It is going to be a completely different year than 2024. And we have a lot of hope. There's a lot of hope. It's in the air. The vibe is there. And then there's those days where you're like, oh, I don't feel any hope at all. Sucks. We're kind of on an uphill, up and down roller coaster ride a little bit, because it's a fluctuation. When you begin to tap into your higher self and you begin to tap into a healed state, a lot of times old stuff comes up, and it has to come up because there's like little bits you have to pick out of there and get rid of. Little things. They feel big because it's taking over your space, mentally and emotionally, but in truth they are refinement. It's just refining you a little bit more each day. And that refinement is getting us into a place of being ready for what's coming, which is going to be more alignment with the world around us. So when we are getting aligned internally and emotionally and getting our house in order, it begins to spread, and soon the neighborhood's in order, and soon the community's in order, and soon the city is in order, the nation, the state. It keeps going. We are on a mission to raise the vibration of everyone. We just didn't know it. It's not like there was a magical memo. Well, maybe there was. We kind of all, a lot of us got the memo that it was time to pay attention to stuff. It was time to learn and focus and get to understand the times and seasons that are happening right now. Whether it's through astrology or your scripture studies and stuff, things have changed. The way we're hearing, what we're hearing, and what is being shown to us has changed a lot. And they all tie together. They're all coming together and syncing up, where one is complementing the other, and it's complementing the other, and it's complementing the other. And it's like, wait a second. This is what it was talking about. This is what it meant when it was saying that we should be focused more inward and meditating. And scripture was also agreeing with that, and other teachings were agreeing with that. And it's just coming from all these different sources that they are all lining up. And it has always been a matter of perspective. It has always been a matter of perspective, and a major perspective shift has happened, and a lot of people can feel it, and a lot of people know it. And I think a lot of us have gotten to the place, so if this resonates with you, let me know. A lot of us have gotten to the place of realizing that what attracted us to religion or different thought processes was the structure, and we have been trying so hard to understand, what do I need to do to be good? What is good? How do I handle this? How do I deal with this? And what's happened is our perspective has shifted, and what's been shown is that truly what is wrong, what is quote unquote bad, is negative thinking. All negative thinking brings out into your reality what you do, what you say, what you feel, how you react, what you choose. All comes from negative thought. And when you can get over that negative thought, when you can destroy limiting beliefs, when you can replace them with the truth, when you can replace them with what you believe, when you can let go of worrying about what anyone else thinks and say, okay, I got to work on me. because I'm the one that's walking this path. I'm the one that's looking and seeing and hearing and understanding things. And no matter what anyone else says, it's always going to be my perspective in the end that I'm going to choose. So let's refine that. Let's really break it down, break it apart, and look at it in detail and say, is this what I actually believe, or is this what somebody told me to believe? Whether it's about yourself, whether it's about what you're allowed to believe in, where your faith should be, and all these things. So we're breaking down the patterns, we're destroying the hierarchies and the system itself. And that's, we're seeing that manifest in the natural as well, guys, out in the world. But internally right here with you, you are breaking apart old mindsets. We all took the blue pill, I guess, if that's how you want to see it. And that's fine. And the door has been opened, and the door to asking questions and receiving answers has been opened wide, and people are understanding and discovering that in the end, you are the one that chooses everything you choose. And that may sound silly, but I really want you to break that down. You are the one that makes the choice. You are the one that chooses. You are the one that decides. So you are the one that matters. You are in your world. We are all in our own world, and we interconnect, and our bubbles and paths cross. That's true. But we are each individuals living as a collective whole. And I am meant to walk the path I'm meant to walk. And it's not about whether anybody agrees with it or not, because someone needs to walk that path. And we're learning that it's okay for us to be individuals and community. And it's the individuals that make the community more dynamic, because I want to know what you think, because it's probably very different from what I think. But what this really boils down to, guys, is that we are discovering that the person that you most need to be focused on, and I'll break it down a little bit. Hold on. The person you most need to be focused on is yourself. Now, how I'm going to break this down to you is this. A, it's the truth. You are the center of your universe. You are connected to Creator, Source, God. Whatever you align with, whatever you resonate with, go with that. Don't worry. We're not going to worry and mince words about who's right and who's wrong. It's not important. Whatever you believe is the source of your imagination, dreams, intellect, the random coincidences, all these things that come to you throughout your life, the external force outside of you, whatever you believe that is. Your relationship and that source are connected, and it's one, and it's you. So when you are working on yourself and you are being self-ish, it means that you are focusing on healing, forgiving, inner peace, love, unconditional love, self-care, filling up your own cup, and doing all of the things that you need to do to be a benefit to everyone around you. So this is one version. On the flip side, we have the one that most people don't want to talk about and don't like, which is the narcissistic version. The narcissistic version of being selfish, not hyphenated, it's just selfish, is ego-driven. You are interpreting things from ego. You are feeling through ego. And ego is like that old saying, misery loves company. Your ego will convince you that being transparent, being open and authentic is bad, but being overly people-pleasing, self-sacrificing, not having healthy boundaries is good. So you've got to really break down your perspectives here and see what you think. And to elaborate on this more, after you watch this video, I encourage you to go check out Aaron Dottie's channel. He did a video about this. He's also on TikTok and Instagram. There was a video he did about this, talking about why you need to accept being bad. And what he was saying was, bad is just a term. And the way it is defined in your mind is the key here. So he said, let's say, you grew up with a narcissistic parent, maybe two narcissistic parents, whatever was going on in the dynamic. You decided, or you wanted to be so good. Be good. And it was an impossible task because these people cannot be pleased. And it changes and shifts every day, and it just depends on what they're currently going through or projecting. But you wanted to be good, and you tried so hard to do all the right things. But what happens in your mind when you're going through these processes as a child is you quickly learn that good is self-abandonment. Not having boundaries with the narcissist because they don't like it. Doing anything the narcissist likes. So you see what I'm saying? You've interpreted that as good because the response was good. The response was good. The response was good. I gave them what they wanted. The response was good. Meanwhile, over here on the bad side is intimacy, transparency, vulnerability, and all these. And choosing yourself is over here on the bad side. So you have to flip the paradigm. You have to redefine it. You have to redefine it. What is good? Self-care. What is good? Nurturing yourself. What is good? Having healthy boundaries. What will that make you in the eyes of this narcissistic person or most narcissistic people? The bad guy. Because you're not choosing them. And the reason this is so important is because whatever purpose you have in this life and whatever you're about to step into, you can't take your ego with you anymore. Because there's no place for it. Because who you're meant to help, how you're meant to walk, what effect you're meant to have on this world has to come from a place of higher self and not ego self. And you're going to have to know how to fill your cup up. And you're going to have to stop outsourcing all your validation. You have to be okay being the bad guy. He's right. You have to be okay being the villain. You have to be okay with someone else not liking what you say or do because that's their problem. And you're not being cruel, and you don't want or wish ill on these people. But you can't walk their walk, and you can't live their life. You can't even change their mind, because in the end, I am. I am. And my I am, no one else can decide for me what my I am is. Only I can. Only I can choose. Only I can decide. Only I can be resolved in it. So I want you to think about these things and process them and ask yourself, what are you holding on to that is possibly ego? And you're going to know, because when you start to come against the ego and it starts to become malnourished because you won't feed it and it starts to get weak and dying, it will lash out. And you'll have a sudden outburst of some emotion. That's okay. Go with it. But step back and think, why did I just get that upset? Why is this triggering me? It's okay. Process it. It's coming out because we're literally pulling out the dregs in the bottom of this barrel of past and family history and old stories, and cleaning it out, cleaning it. So when you start filling your cup up, the cup's clean. When you start filling it up, it will keep what you fill it up with clean as well. Because it's vital, and you're important, and your choices affect everything about your purpose in your life. So I really hope this helped you today and resonated with you. I'm working on a lot of things right now, so I'm going to try to do as many videos as I can. But if you are interested in copper jewelry to get grounded, or copper mugs to help you detoxify and get healthy, please go to manifestheal.com. We have a sale going on, and I want you to get involved with that. If you will subscribe to the emails, you will be notified when anything new hits, or any new information comes out, or if we add a product or have a sale going on, you'll get to know all of that. Also, my How to Know What You Want course is available. It's in the beta phase, so the price is greatly reduced. I'm encouraging people to try it out and giving you 3 one-on-one calls to go with it, because I want to go through each of the 3 parts with you and get your honest opinion, as well as be a source for any kind of intuitive help that you might need to get through this. Again, I'm not a therapist or a medical doctor or anything like that. I don't pretend to be, but I am an intuitive, and I am a person that's lived through a lot of things and have a gift to help others and guide them. And my gift is just showing you the door and asking if you're ready to walk through it or not. And I'll be there with you. And that's my heart's desire too, is to see you grow and be healthy and vibrant and full of life and full of purpose, and knowing what that is. So if you are curious, absolutely check it out, manifestheal.com. And if you would, go tap that like button. It's free and it helps me out. Like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.